Excuses are just priorities in disguise. People love to say that they want change. I want to make more money, or I want to be able to be in charge of my time. I want to make my own schedule. I want my own hours, etc., etc. But if you listen closely and you sort of like read between the lines, you could really see what's happening underneath the surface. Yeah, I don't have time though. But I'm too tired. I have too much going on this week. Yeah, I'll make sure I get started when things slow down. Yeah, I just want to take a little bit more time to think about it, maybe think it over. Those aren't excuses. They're priorities, just not the ones that people want to admit out loud. Because again, if something truly matters to you, it will show up on your calendar. It shows up in like every area of your life. It shows up in your habits. And most importantly, it shows up in what you're willing to be uncomfortable for. Nobody's too busy to scroll on their phone. Nobody's too busy to binge watch a Netflix show. Nobody's too busy to stay exactly where they are. What they're really saying is, this isn't important enough to me yet. And that's not a character flaw. You know, it doesn't mean that somebody's a bad person. But what it shows from an outside perspective is clarity on a person's situation. The people who are actually going to make a change, the people who actually change their lives and pursue their goals and achieve their dreams or whatever it is that you're trying to do, you know, these people aren't like magically motivated out of anywhere. They just decide that certain aspects of their life are going to hold priority over others. They just decide to do the things that need to be done first and put those things that need to be done over their own comfort. Things like learning a new skill, having uncomfortable conversations that need to happen, taking responsibility for their income, taking responsibility for their own situation, putting the energy that they do have into their growth instead of just, you know, getting on the game or being distracted. And that's why some people kind of like build in the background. Some people build momentum like very quietly, while other people will sit there and talk about it all day long, but never do anything to actually move themselves towards it. Not because they're incapable, you know, not because they can't achieve what they're trying to achieve, but their priorities never shifted. Excuses don't disappear when life gets easier. I'll tell you that right now. The only time these excuses are going to disappear is when something finally matters more to you than your own comfort. And when your priorities in life change, your results follow.